Happy birthday to SINoALICE! Congratulations on reaching your first year, and congrats to us because this means we're getting a lot of goodies and new content in the game. My name is Nekopon and welcome back to Nekopon Gaming. Today we're going to be looking at a plethora of lovely events that are happening in the game currently for the celebration of SINoALICE's first anniversary. The exact date for this is yesterday, June 28th, and it has been a wild year. So to start, I think the most exciting thing that everyone wants to look at are the Grimoires, so let's take a look at those. In the Grimoire menu here, we can see we have the Envious Royal Viper, Gluttonous Tiger Fangs, and then we also have the Vanguard weapons. There's also a Rearguard one as well. There's also this July featured Grimoires, and then some older stuff about the bottom. The first one we should take a look at is of course the Envious Royal Viper, where we have a new Alice. This one's available until July 11th, and it is a step banner. Let's take a look at the gun. The gun's actually nothing too special. The story skill is actually where the special thing is. There's a modifier that is enhanced based on how many of the same element you have on your grid. So this one says, effectiveness will depend on how many wind affinity gear you equip on your main set. And then if you have a lot of them, this can actually be more powerful than a typical tier 4 skill. However, this weapon does not have a particularly high M attack stat, and overall it's just not that interesting as a gun, but we are looking at Alice here. She is now a Sin class specialized in a single element for PvE. Alice here is particularly focused on the wind element and can deal a lot of damage using wind guns. Let's take a look at her info here. These sort of classes are really useful specifically for PvE content, especially like Conquest. And in this one, it looks like Alice can provide 400 magic attack and magical defense, where the support skills can give you 800 magical attack along with magical defense down here. And there's a support skill that gives you magic damage 1.5% when using a projectile class. We will cover support skills in a little bit, but in general this class is really good for magic attack vanguards. Let's also take a look at some of the weapons in here. We have Fangs of the Centipede King here. Personally, I'm not going to go into this, but I don't think this is a great hammer. It's nothing special, and the stats aren't particularly high either, so I would wait for a better one. The instrument, however, I think is pretty cool. This one is like a water version of Ancient Flute or Canaria's violin. It's great that this is actually a water instrument because it focuses on physical attack and will be nice to use with Freeze Golem. Freeze Golem is typically the preferred element for vanguards at the moment and can deal a lot more damage, so this can pair up nicely with it. Unfortunately, the stats on this instrument, it's not particularly high, but I think the skill is way more important here and the element, so I think this is a pretty good instrument. So my recommendation for this banner is that we're going to get a lot more Sin classes coming from now on, so don't feel too pressured to get this one right away. I think only Magical Vanguard should really go for this one, otherwise I think it's skippable and don't get too sucked into the whole like new Sin classes sort of thing. The next one we're going to look at is the Gluttonous Tiger Sork. So it's this one right here. This is Gretel. Let's take a look at the book here, the Odd Book of Gluttony. And it again has a special story skill here, which effectiveness will be dependent on how many fire affinity gear is equipped on your main set. From a Colosseum perspective, this book is pretty okay. It's not like amazing, but not bad either, kind of like a moral instructions. But the thing here is the class is what you're really gunning for. If we look at the benefits here, we know that Sorks, we don't have a lot of fire tomes, or at least any good fire tomes anyway. There's probably like a handful of them. So we're not really looking to make a lot of benefit out of this for now until we get more fire tomes. But what we're really interested in is the support class skills here. So we have P def, P attack, and also the debuff effect 1.5% when using a tome. So for us, Sorks, I think this is a really good thing to have and we should definitely get it. And because the book is actually not bad either, I think this is a pretty good combo to get, and if you can get it, definitely do it. We also have some other stuff in this banner. We have the Bud of Corruption. The staff is you really don't need it, clerics. I would just wait for another banner. Same thing with the gun here. I think it's just more fluff for the banners. So hold your horses. We're gonna get more weapons upcoming. This is only still the first half of the first anniversary celebration, so hopefully more stuff will come in. So again, my recommendation on this one is that unless you're a Sorc, you shouldn't need to pull on this banner at all. Sorcs, I really pray and give you good luck in rolling this because it took me a while to get it. I had to do a total of 4 rounds to get it, and I sort of regret it. I think 4 rounds is a little bit much, but I was already like in this sunk cost fallacy mode. So let's keep going. We've got more Grimoires to talk about. We also have the first anniversary special daily free Grimoire. This one is just 11 free pulls every single day, although everything in here is kind of just the regular stuff in the general pool. There's nothing really special in here. I still think it's great that we're getting 154 pulls for free, even if the pool is just okay. So I will take the free stuff, and I hope you get really good rolls on this as well. We have the first anniversary Grimoire. As you can see, the rearguard one is out already because I already finished rolling on that, and you can see a link on my rolls that I will link down below. Basically, these are the same as the Grimoires that we got for first anniversary Eve, where you can get 2 SR weapons guaranteed in a multi-pull, and the rest of the weapons will have a double SR rate instead of the usual 3%. So this is 6% for SRs. So right here, we have 6%. If you're not sure if you should pull on this, I broke down a ton of information about this Grimoire in a previous video from the Eve version of it, which I can link down below so you can check that out too. So there's one more Grimoire that I want to talk about. This one's called Goodies Galore Loser's Grimoire. This is actually an event and not something you can pull on. What happens is that this is basically an event that's going to give us back some Twilight crystals and even more Grimoire rolls for all the bad rolls that we have. So basically, this is tallying up all of the A weapon rolls from the gacha during first anniversary event from all players and all Grimoires. So depending on how many A weapons that we all acquire collectively, we get rewards. So down here you can see we've already collected like 100,000 A weapons that gave us 50 Twilight crystals, and then 200,000, 500,000. This one gave us a ticket for an 11 pool with an SR guaranteed. And then down here you can see how many we can get total. So 3.5 million will get us to step 6, which will get us 200 Twilight crystals and then also another ticket. So I'm guessing what's going to happen is they're going to reward these to us at the end of this event because we haven't received the prizes yet. I'm very excited for this, and it makes me feel a little bit better whenever I get an A book when I'm rolling. Lastly, we have the July featured Grimoire. Now, I don't think anyone should be rolling on this unless you have a special reason why you need this, like maybe for waifu reasons. Even if you have extra crystals left right now, we have to be saving it for the second half of the anniversary events. Besides, this one is available for another 31 days. So let's revisit it another time to see if we should pull on it, but currently my recommendation is definitely not. Before I forget, let me show you how support classes work. So in here, you'll notice we have 4 tabs now instead of 3 with the support class one at the end. You can come into support class here and you may see a number of slots. By putting in characters in here, you can see that you can get more HP and there is no support skill on this character. If you don't have any support skills yet, you can literally just put in anyone and they'll all give you 100 HP each, like that. But if you do have classes unlocked already, you can go to Filter, Support Skill Unlocked, and then you will be able to put in characters where you see there is a support skill, and these are additive, so if you have multiple characters with similar skills, they can work together. There's new Arcanas in the Friend and Charm Metal stores. The ones in the Charm Metal store in particular has level 2 Arcanas per class except for Paladin, I believe, that have support class buffs, so make sure to pick those up for 500 Charm Metals each. Now I also want to cover some Colosseum stuff that's not in the game right now. We do know that we are going to have a special first anniversary Grand Colosseum. So first thing that we're going to get is going to be new guild ship parts for the rewards. We're going to get a series called Castle in the Sky, and I think it's going to look like this. I'm not 100% sure because I'm just kind of translating it from Japanese and the results are not one-to-one. So, you know, expect something like this, but I could be wrong also. For me, I feel like this kind of looks like a circus and less like Castle in the Sky. If you guys have watched like the movie called Laputa, I really like that movie and this like reminds me nothing of that. The other thing we're also getting this month for Grand Colosseum are going to be more Arcanas. So we're going to get the Little Mermaid Half-Nightmare level 2 Arcana and also the Gretel Half-Nightmare level 2 Arcana. that is for 1 win and 3 wins, similarly to what we got before for Alice and Red Arcanas. We're also getting a new Half-Nightmare this time, very exciting. We're getting Cinderella, which is a gunner. They're also working on a new Colosseum event involved playing with JP, which I'm very nervous about because they're so ahead in their game, so I wonder what they're gonna do to kind of like level out the playing field. We also have another type of Colosseum coming called Colosseum Sin, which is a tournament style, which I don't know really much about it, but it's very exciting to see. And I hear it's going to be a tournament with the top players, like top 30 or something like that. So I hope that's going to be fun. We also have some special events happening right now. The first one we're going to talk about is another Alice Spirit event. This is where you're going to be able to experience the story of another Alice and get Alice's Proud Lion Half-Nightmare class. Going through the entire story and receiving all of the story participation rewards will allow you to fully limit break this blade, which is her blade, the Proud Blade Shin-Uchi. In here you can see this blade is actually not anything super special. It does have the new effect in here, which changes the effectiveness of this blade depending on how many fire affinity gear you have equipped in your main set. However, because this is a free equipment, the stats on it aren't super high, and even if you max limit break this and leveled it all the way to the top, the total stats is about as good as a level 18 weapon. So in here we can also see Alice Proud Lion Half-Nightmare has a bunch of stuff regarding blade, but the most important thing for most other classes is that we have the P def down here and also the P attack. Breakers can also of course get this physical damage buff down here at the bottom. So after you go through the entire story, make sure you go and check out the story participation rewards, where you can see a bunch of stuff is actually hidden in here along with the level 1 Arcana, so don't miss out on it. So the next thing we want to look at is this other event. This one is a terrifying 1st anniversary Nightmare's Tale. It's another story for us to play, and the story is pretty interesting, but if you complete this one, you get an additional 200 Twilight crystals and a Key of Infinite Gears. If you've never done Key of Infinite Gears before, it's basically a place that you can get a ton of mats. So if you look in here, you can get some eyeballs, some XP mats, some gold. So here's the entire list of things you can get with Infinite Gears. And the key that you can get can be used once. So you get all of this stuff just once. And again, you can access it from the restricted events after you have received your key. So if you click on this, you can see like, oh, I can just use this key now. You'll also notice that we have a bunch of daily events that's just on now. So we have the Evolution Mysteries in red, blue, and green. We also have armor events and gold events that is going to be here the entire time of the celebration. They're all going to be half AP, so if you need mats right now, this is a really good time to collect them. But before we get completely distracted by all the new shiny anniversary events, a friendly reminder to actually finish all of the Incarnation of Envy just to get the Arcana for Cinderella Sork. Don't forget about the Near event, even though it's kind of like in the back burner now. Right now is a great time to be doing more shooting gallery, and you don't want to miss out on today's showpieces. In the shop, you'll also find something super cute. This is Lammy 1st anniversary version, where you can buy him along with some Twilight crystals in a pack. Lammy is so freaking cute. He's got his little bow tie and he's got like this gold theme going on, which is very different from his normal like blue teal colors. This one's actually a very magic focused Nightmare, 2217 in magic attack, and in magic defense is pretty high also. The skill here is not very exciting. I mean, it's just Defiant Roar 3, which is basically the same as Mao, Justice, Barbarian, or Ogre, which I actually don't see too often in Colo now, but it is interesting to see this here. You might be able to use it once in a while, but mostly I think Lammy 1st anniversary is going to be used like a flex sort of Nightmare. It's like, hey, here's Lammy, isn't he cute? And of course, we also have the More Twilight Crystals promotion, where you can get double the amount of Twilight Crystals when purchasing. You can actually take advantage of this BOGO right now twice. So if you really want to swipe that credit card for more crystals, now is the perfect time to do it. If you haven't done this yet, make sure to turn in your 1st anniversary medals at the medal exchange. So you'll see here we have the 1st anniversary medal. I've already exchanged all of mine, but basically if you have been here every single day to collect all of these medals, you would have an option at the bottom to collect 300 Twilight crystals with your medals. However, if you missed a day or two or several days, then you can choose some other options to trade your medals in for. Lastly, I just want to remind everyone this is only the first half of the anniversary event, meaning more stuff will come, so let's be prepared and try to save a bit of crystals for the second half. A lot of people are expecting calamity weapons, which i.e. just like really strong weapons, to come in the second half. We also have Hamelin and also the international classes that are coming. We're expecting them to be Red Riding Hood and probably Snow White, so let's get pumped for those. If you want a chance to win 100 Twilight crystals, don't forget to fill out the questionnaire linked below for the Royal Creator Support campaign. This is the second entry period and it ends soon on the 30th, so that's tomorrow. Make sure to put in my secret keyword INVOLVEDCARROT to let them know I sent you. Thank you so much for watching and good luck on everyone's roll, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!